I drove a 1988 Mazda RX-7. A friend of mine from church recently bought a 1988 Mazda RX-7 and he let me drive it. I don't know what he was thinking. And there are 3 takeaways from that experience. And of course I didn't bring a GoPro, so no footage, but we got pictures. Just 3 of them. Takeaway number 1, rotary engines just spin up really fast. Kind of already knew it, but when you experience it, it's a totally different thing. That thing would spin and then it starts beeping at you because it doesn't want you to destroy it. So this car's from 1988 and it's not the fastest car at all by today's standards, but the experience because of that engine was so much fun, and the sound of it just made you feel like you're driving a million miles even when you weren't. Really did prove that it's more fun to drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow. And I know that rotary tip wear is an issue, and that's why it beeps, so he doesn't rev it out all the time. But he let me see what it would do. Takeaway number 2, it was a very good handling little car. It was just fun, front engine, of course. It's fairly confident, inspiring on the road. However, there's no Porsche, right? So I've had 924, 944, Boxster, some of the best handling cars that have been made. And I was driving on some roads, backcountry roads, great windy roads, but I'd never driven them before. And that is never a time to try out how fast a car can go in a corner. So I didn't really push it and couldn't see exactly what it could do. It did have new tires on it, so that was good. So I wouldn't compare it to the Boxster because the Boxster is a newer car, mid-engine car, but I would compare it to my old 944. I had a 1983 944 for about 5 years. Thing handled like it was on rails. The RX-7 definitely handled very well. Definitely good 80s handling. But I wouldn't quite say it's as good as the 944. The 944 is just a little bit better, but it totally makes sense. The 944 costs more. But it was amazing how close in comparison it got to the 944 when you consider 944 was Porsche, higher market, had front engine, rear transaxle design. So the 944 being a great handling car, you expect it. But to get as good a handling as got from a 1988 RX-7 was pretty incredible. Takeaway number 3, this car was a time capsule. The guy that my friend bought it from was in his 80s. It actually was a yard sale find. His father-in-law found it at a yard sale, called him up and said, hey, you gotta get this. Selling this RX-7 for $5,500. He goes and grabs $5,000 in cash. And he goes, takes a look at the car, drives it, checks it out, makes sure it's what he wanted. And he's like, look, I got $5,000, I'll pay you right now in cash. And the guy took it. Previous owner, his wife has Parkinson's disease, so they used to just drive around in the car and basically wave to people. The convertible top's in good shape. The seats overall are in good shape. It was just a nice car. I mean, it has some cool features, had all the 80s original stereo, a million buttons, just a sea of buttons. The headrest has speakers in it, which is incredible. It's a great idea for a convertible like that. And I know some other cars have had that as well. But I didn't expect it in a 1988 Mazda. I mean, it is a 1988 car, so some things weren't quite as tight as a newer car. So the shifter was a little bit on the sloppy side, probably needs some new bushings. The clutch pedal compared to mine felt very light, so I don't know if it's just the different types of clutches. I've heard that Porsche clutches are a little harder, and when I drove a newer Mustang, that was one thing I noticed about that, was that clutch felt super light. It was a Mustang GT, and my clutch feels a lot heavier, which is the thing with Porsches. A lot of their clutches feel heavier. Overall, I was very impressed by the RX-7. It was just a fun ride, and you can get them for not that much money. I've heard a lot of like perfect, almost not driven, around the late 80s models. These examples are like $8,000, $10,000 for pristine condition cars. Now you start going lower than that, you're going to have some maintenance on it. As with anything, may not be quite as good a car as a 944 as far as handling. Performance isn't that much different depending on if you get an NA, turbo, all that kind of stuff. But 944, slightly better quality, but it was a higher market. So if you're just looking for a fun ride with 80s looks, but not in a bad way, yeah, the RX-7, late 80s car, it's one to look out for. And prices of some of the models are on the way up. So what do you think? Do you like the RX-7? Would you stay away for it? What would you get between an RX-7 and 944? Head down in the comments and let us know. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Yeah, that thumbs down button, I know I keep saying it, but we're trying to get it fixed. It just has not happened, so, you know, thumbs ups only. And if you haven't already, subscribe. If you got friends that you know would like this, go ahead and share that video with them. And if they subscribe, hey, the faster we get to 10,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing a giveaway at 10,000 subscribers. The faster we get there, the faster we'll start giving stuff away. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.